Welcome to King David Ministry, starting back. Praise higher, the living creator, for the wonderful gift of life. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. This lesson is for Thursday and Friday. Please get your Bibles out. Praise higher. King Dawi. He's playing the hammer dulcimer. Praise higher. It's going to blow the shofar now to the living creator. Higher. H1961 strong transco coordinates. Exodus chapter 3 verse 14. Going to do this quickly. A little break. And this is me having a break, and then I'm going to watch a film with my son. I'm going to pick a new film to watch. Praise high, the living creator. Please bring destruction to our enemies. Show the enemy, the other nations, that you are for us. Convert people, Heavenly Father, to you and your way. Do you understand? There's a new moon, people also. I want to remind you before I forget, a new moon, possibly tonight or tomorrow. So, blow your shofars, man. I'll blow the shofars anyway, just to be on the safe side. And then you've got the Feast of Trumpets on sundown on the 14th of September. And then you've also got the Day of Atonement on the 23rd of September. Okay, people. Right, we're going to blow the shofar now to the living creator. Higher. I'm going to make this a quick lesson. This is for Thursday and Friday. All right, prisoner of war. Descent to the Jacobites from Scotland, McKinley and Campbell, man. All right, let's go. Let's do it another one. Hang on. Praise higher. Living creator. Right, we're going to begin with the. I'm going to read from here first, and I'm going to shoot over to the TV, and I'll show you what I've got there. So, just reminders: they came into our lands. The Removals Act, 1830. The Act established a process whereby the president could grant lands west of Mississippi River to Indian tribes that agreed to give up their lands. Okay. It was there before Christopher Columbus came. He took loads of tours. Okay. So these are just reminders, man. So Webster's 1828 dictionary definition of what an American is: a copper colored tribes founded by the Europeans. We were taken over. We was invaded by racist colonizers. But not everyone's racist amongst the barbarians, man. There's some decent barbarians as well, man. Some people are disgusted with what's happened, and they want the right thing to be done, but they just don't have the power to do it themselves, you understand? Because the wicked ones reigning at the top. There's good and bad within all nations. That's what I'm trying to say as well. The United States Corporation forcibly took indigenous lands, treaties, forced migration, paper genocide, slave force set up to control us, stole our identity, true noble and sovereign, police brutality, racial discrimination, societal racism, forcing us to be like you when we are meant to be a holy and set apart people. I've already told you about the feast days. And then the Jacobite prisoner lists. Some of the ships that my family got took on. You can Jacobite ship. So ship Friendship of Belfast, ship Hockenhill, ship Elizabeth and Anne, ship Goodspeed, ship Anne, and then you got they were getting sent out from ports in the UK, getting sent to work on plantations, in the Americas and that. Okay. And then this was millions of Powell tribe migrated to the Americas on ships over the course of several centuries, beginning with the barbarian explorers and continuing through periods. Mass immigration, early colonization, 16th to 18th century, early barbarian settlements relied entirely on maritime travel. Spanish and Portuguese came into our lands and colonized parts of South Central and North America from the late 1400s onwards. Indentured servitude. Many early barbarian settlers were not wealthy. Between 50% and 67% of white immigrants to the American colonies arrived as indentured servants. Okay, but remember, Dumdai versus 1452, Saracen is a Negro. There was a papal set up, man, in the 1400s, man. Dumdai versus 1452. Put us into perpetual servitude. So they were indentured servants, some of them were, which then would have got released. And then if you refer to United Corporation forcibly took indigenous lands, and then the government then would have dished out the lands to their people, man, understand? And pushed us off our lands. There was an invasion that happened. Saracen is Negro. Okay, he's a Negro. Memoirs of the Secret Service of John Mackay. He was a spy who went to find the Jacobites. Literally just flicking through today, man. Methuen, ambassador to King of Portugal. King of Portugal, ambassador to the King of Portugal. The spy, John Mackay, describes him as much of a Spaniard, a tall black man, 50 years old. Remember, my family were the Sephardic Jews, man, from Iberia. Okay, we later got kicked out by Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand. The expulsion of the Jews, man. And then you got the Jacobite prison list. So you saw the prisoner lists over here, which I just showed you. The Jacobite ships, and you're wondering, how did they look, King Dowie? How did they look, King Dowie? How did they look? And I'll show you on this prisoner list here the prisoners that I was sending out of our lands in Scotland and that, man. Okay, these are like, as you can see, I'll zoom in a bit so you can see how they looked. Brown, cool hair. Brown, black, brown. Do means the same. Red hair, ruddy, reddish brown, same as me. Black, brown, black, brown. Where they're from, look. The UK, man. And then you got here the age, profession, what they did, age, understand, names. Your name, any of your names there, man. They divided us, man. Nation knows no colour line, man. Right. Talking about that book, Nation knows no colour line, this book here. You got the coat of arms of Central Europe. Okay, that's why they treat us so brutally. Alright. There was a takeover. McRitchie adds that the legends and history of the Scottish Highlanders are both witnesses to the existence of purely black people there. Just so you can see. McRitchie adds that the legends and the history of the Scottish Highlanders are both witnesses to the existence of a purely black people there. The ones who Oliver Cromwell kicked out, man. My family got rid of the true divine right to rule, man. Got kicked out. Just this book really quickly. Flat Earth Conspiracy by Eric the Bible. It's no conspiracy. Just flicking through it today, people, man. Flicking through it, man. This is for Thursday and Friday. Okay, the Morning Star, the Masonic sun worshipping globalist cult of NASA, never any straight answer. Revelation chapter 2, verse 28 in Mark of Sinote's book, and Isaiah 14, verse 12 mentions the Morning Star Lucifer, who I kicked out in a past life, man, when I was Archangel Michael, man, in angelic form. In my famous Freemasons Exposed, I showed how Nicholas Copernicus, Johannes Kepler, Galilei, and I'm dyslexical, just to connect HD, and Isaac Newton, the forefathers of the globalist heliocentric doctrine, all posed for Masonic portraits highlighting the various symbols and hand signs denoting their affiliation with the Brotherhood. Masonic checkerboards floor, Kepler with the hidden hand signs, and all four of them posed with a Masonic compass and globe while flashing the Masonic M hand sign. So Isaac Newton was even knighted by Queen Anne at Trinity College Masonic Masters Lodge. Okay, so they just want to show you the ones who've been set up here to reign over us, man. They're hiding the worship of Lucifer in darkness, man. The Antarctic Treaty, way more lands past the Antarctic Ice Wall. Okay, NASA never any straight answer. A forked tongue, sorry, from this, like a snake. Deception. Okay, lying to you. NASA's logo is a giant red forked serpent tongue overlaying the starry heavens. Serpents, and specifically their forked tongues, have long been associated with lying, deceit, cleverness, two-faced, manipulation, and with Satan, the devil. Okay, that's why these are actonauts, man. Freemasons lying to you. Okay, Apollo, JC. Okay, now we're going to go to the TV quickly. I've done all that part now. You know, I'm the reincarnation of David, King of Israel. I'm the high priest of Israel. The Bible is a historical document. We keep the law over here. Love, peace over love. The barbarians came over and took us over. Power-skinned Arabs. Webster's 1828 definition of what an American is. The copper-colored tribes founded by the Europeans, man. All right. In the morning, my boy, in the morning. So, list of the 613 commandments, which I'd like to remind you, it's not done away with, almost finished now. To honour the old and the wise. To honour, can you see it? There it is. To honour the old and the wise, Leviticus 19:32. To learn Torah and teach it, Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 7. To cleave to those who know him, Deuteronomy 10 verse 20. Okay, people. In the morning, my boy, best believe. And then there's a reward for blessings and for obedience and curses for disobedience, keeping the law. And if you faithfully obey the voice of higher your power, which is me, you come through me, do you understand? And the faithful ones who keep the law, man, direct the most, who are the Most High is directing, do you understand? Like, your power, being careful to do all his commandments, all of the 613 commandments that I command you today. Higher your power will set you above all the nations of the earth. But if you do not obey the voice of higher your power, or be careful to do all his commandments and his statutes that I command you today, then all these curses will come upon you and overtake you. And that's what happened, man. Understand? We was allowed to be taken over for a time. Okay, we was taken over. Look, the expulsion of the Jews, man. Expulsion of the Jews, exodus of the Jews when they kicked us out of our lands, man. All right. In the morning, my boy. I still think. Oh, this is not the one I was looking for, man. But this is interesting to see because this is obviously part of our story, man. I want to show you a bit of a more recent expulsion. Anyway, I was more leaning towards the expulsion of the Jews, 1496 by Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand. But we expelled from different parts of the colonies that were set up by the oppressor. Okay, Third Geneva Convention laws, the treatment of prisoners of war. We are prisoners of war under the Third Geneva Convention laws, man. Okay, high contracting parties undertake to respect and ensure respect for the present convention in all circumstances. So why did the police go throwing their weight about, man? The privately run corporations set up in the 1700s. In addition to the provisions which shall be implemented in peacetime, the present convention shall apply to all cases of declared war or of any other armed conflict with which may arise between two or more of the high contracting parties, even if the state of war is not recognised by one of them. But yeah, you're tricking us, man, because so one of the parties, yeah, is not aware. A lot of our people that aren't aware. If I hadn't started doing this, yeah, and other people, then our people would not have been aware that they're prisoners of war, and this is applied to you. Do you understand? Okay, and then you got the divine right to rule. I'm about to get this in one shot, man, today, people, man. The divine right to rule, that's what Oliver Cromwell got rid of. As you saw, my family are from Scotland. Okay, McKinley and Campbell and other families got kicked out. The divine right of kings, divine right of hires mandate is a political and religious doctrine of royal and political legitimacy. It asserts that a monarch is subject to no earthly authority, deriving the right to rule directly from the will of higher. The king is thus not subject to the will of his people. Where are we? Gone too far down. The aristocracy or any other estate of the realm. It implies that only higher can judge an unjust king, and that any attempt to depose, dethrone, or restrict his powers runs contrary to the will of higher and may constitute a sacrilegious act. It is often expressed in the phrase, by the grace of higher, attached to the titles of a reigning monarch. They put a public custodian on our thrones, man. So if you're sat on our thrones, yeah, fucking hell, the curses must be fucking seeping out of your walls, man, in those castles that don't belong to you, man. Do you understand? Curses dripping out everywhere, man. Do you understand? You close your eyes and all you're seeing is just pure curses, man. Pure anxiety and negativity, man. Do you understand? Like, not going to be good for you, man, for what you've done, man. Because King Dawi has a covenant with the living creator, higher, that's me. Second Samuel chapter 7 verses 8 to 16 records a covenant established by Higher with David, wherein Higher made three major promises to David. First, Higher promised that David's house, his physical line of descent, would endure forever. Verse 16, 2 Chronicles 21 verse 7, Psalms 89 verses 4 and 36. Second, higher pledge that David's kingdom would never pass away permanently, guaranteeing that although that kingdom might not function at all times, it would always have the potential of being restored to its full role. Third, higher promise that David's throne, the ruling authority that David exercised, would never pass away permanently, assuring that a royal descendant, or the reincarnation of David himself in the end times here, man, would always be available to exercise ruling authority when circumstances permitted. Second Chronicles chapter 7 verses 18, Psalms 89 verses 3 to 4, and Jeremiah 33 verse 17, man. All right, there you go, people. That's it for today, man. Did it in one go, man. Go and watch the the recap, and then the introduction, and then come back and watch this lesson, man. The law is to be kept. There's blessings and curses, yeah, for keeping the law, and if you don't keep the law, there's curses, man. And yeah, the Most High is going to take the wicked to the valley of Jehoshaphat, man. I welcome all the peaceful, decent people to my ministry. I don't care what color you are, what nation you're from. If you're decent and you want peace, man, and you want salvation for you and your family, come with King Dawi and live. Praise higher, higher living creator. Blow the shofar for the new moon people, man, tonight, okay, and tomorrow. To do it tomorrow as well, man. Praise higher, higher forever and ever. Forever and ever. Till next time, Shalom. Peace.